Hello and welcome to the Corona Yoga Challenge. Today is day 88. Please make sure that you're checking my website here so that you are adapting poses so that it's really good and safe for you and great. And also subscribe if you'd like to. If you want to bring yourself onto your tummy so that you're lying out comfortably. So that means that once you lie onto the front of your body, you just ease your rib cage, allow your hips to move, bring your legs slightly together, and if you rest your head into your hands. So you're going to allow your forehead to get nice and heavy and the shoulders relax down and away from your face. As you inhale, you're going to let your head come up a little bit. As you exhale, head's coming down. So this is just a little tiny version of Cobra where you're just dynamically working with your breathing. So inhaling up, exhaling down. And one more time. You're going to allow your head to rest up this time. You're going to take your hands underneath your elbow, underneath your shoulder area. And you're going to press slightly into your elbows and hands so that your chest comes up. Again, shoulders are moving down the back towards your waist. Enjoy that for a moment. And then ease yourself down. Again, rest your head into your hands. Breath into the back of the body. Let everything soften. Then you're going to bring your hands back to underneath your shoulders, more or less. You're going to take a breath in. You're going to allow your elbows to come onto the grid. So I've just moved my elbows forwards a little so I feel nice and steady. So inhale, coming up. And this time, if you want to, you can press lightly into your hands. But again, make sure your shoulders are moving down towards the back of your waist. Easy breath. And then slowly letting your elbows come down. Taking your elbows wide, resting your head into your hands. Easy, comfortable breath. The back of the waist is gently expanding. Take your hands down beside your waist. You're going to press into your hands, lift up with your feet, slide your hips back so that your head comes down towards the floor and you can rest down. From here, if you bring yourself into all fours, you're going to ease yourself slightly from one side to the other side, so we do that, opening through the side of the waist, and then lifting through the back of the body, lengthening out. So back and forth a couple of times so you get that lovely feeling of the back of the body feeling really happy and woken up. Almost as if you're rolling up from the back of the pelvis and it just runs up your spine, the movement of arching up. You're going to tuck your toes under at the back. You're going to lift up with your hips. Knees a little bit soft as you fold forwards onto the legs. So you're supporting yourself somewhere onto your thighs so that it's very, very easy for the back of your body, your actual spine, pelvis area. And then bend through the knees, stretch up through the hands all the way up and overhead. And bring your hands down to your heart. We're going to come to a standing position now, so if you make sure that you're settled on your mat, somewhere nice and comfortable, one foot is stepping forwards. You're going to let your hands come into your heart, your shoulders are going to relax down. So we're going to come into Parsvottanasana, which just means forward fold with one leg forwards. So that's what we've got, one leg forward. Just make sure that both feet are coming more or less straight forward, so the back toes are not wanting to be pointing out towards the side of your mat, because we're going to be coming just straight forward. So we want the pelvis, knee joints all to be happy and in line. You're going to do just that little lean forward, so you're pressing into your feet, lifting up underneath the diaphragm, spreading down through the lower body and down through the legs and into the floor. Press down through your feet, bring yourself up. And we're going to swap ourselves over, so opposite foot's going to step back. Same thing, nice steady step back, ground down through the back heel. And then hands gently in at the heart, bring yourself up and forwards. Get a feeling of lengthening up through the front leg, but at the same time that energetic sense of down and into the earth. And then press down through the feet to bring yourself up. and to standing. We're going to do one more on each side. So if you bring yourself with a step back, you can take quite a big step back if that feels good. From here, in fact, I think I'll maybe just move my back a tiny bit. There we go. Not so different. You're going to bring yourself up and forwards. This time you can come a little bit lower if you'd like to. Remember, the areas of movement are into the legs and into the hips, not into the lower back. So the lower back should feel quite neutral, even and happy. Press down through your feet to bring yourself up. And then we're going to swap over. So opposite foot in front. So nice and steady down with the feet. The legs can be a narrow step if it's better for you. Steady, steady, steady with the feet. Lift yourself up and forwards. Get that feeling of lengthening out. And then press into your feet, bring yourself up and to standing. So back to settled and even feet. We're going to come down to the floor now to do a little bit in sitting. So if you want to bring yourself so that your feet are out in front. And we're going to come into tailor pose. So we're going to take the soles of the feet together and we're going to allow the knees to move away from you. So just allowing the knees to come down in the direction of the floor, but keeping some level of support from the outside of the legs. So if you can take your knees all the way down to the ground and they just flop out, try and give them a little bit of support so it's still active, even if they're very much extended towards the floor. From here, start to make the balls of the feet consciously attached to one another and the heels, so that there's a real connection between the balls of the feet, between the heels, and the arches are just getting that kind of little doming up feeling. So almost from the centre of the sole of the foot, we get that lift up through the arch, which then comes up to some extent through the inner side of the leg. You're going to take one hand onto your knee, make sure it stays really soft, really gentle. And then bring yourself round and into the open space. Remembering the hand on the floor behind you is just so gentle so that we are nice and upright as we come round. Bring yourself round and to the opposite side. Same thing, little lift up through the lower back and then sink down and through the pelvis to get that feeling of lightness through the upper body as you come. Come back to the feeling of the connection between the feet. So that nice, steady, kind of united feeling coming from the feet round through the pelvis. And then we're going to come one more to each side. So just gently lift yourself up and round while sinking down through the sit bones. And then round to the centre and to the other. You're going to bring yourself back to the centre, so we come back to nice and even. You're going to let your hands come in towards your heart. From here, you're going to fold forwards towards your feet, so you might need to take your elbows a little further forward so that you can ease down. And as you do that, regardless of where your shoulders are, get the feeling that the back starts to just gently open up. So we're looking for the back muscles, the ones at the side, the ones at the top and the bottom, to start to do that kind of 3D gently expanding out feeling. And then bring yourself back up your legs to come to comfortable sitting. We're going to do a little bit of breathing now, so if you want to just settle yourself into a position where you can be relaxed. So what we're going to do is we're going to be breathing in, and as we breathe in, we're going to fill into the top of the lungs first, or the place that feels like the top of the lungs. And then we're going to expand all the way down and towards the belly. And when we're breathing, I was watching a Leslie Kaminoff thing, who's a yoga teacher from Manhattan. When we're breathing down, we are not breathing into our tummy. We are breathing into the lower part of the lungs, which presses onto the organs, if you want the detail. Maybe you don't. And that it expands the tummy. So you're not actually breathing into here. Your lungs are coming down and around like that at the front, and then round towards the back. So kind of low on the back of the waist. But so when we're breathing into the tummy, we're actually breathing into the lower ribs, which is expanding the tummy. Way too much detail for you. I'm sure you're doing just fine without that. So as you breathe into the top, right the way high, and then gently expand lower and lower through the rib cage, down towards the lower ribs, which expands out through the tummy. As you breathe out through the lower ribs, out through the middle, out all the way to the top. Inhale, start to fill up through the top of the lungs, out to the middle of the lungs and the lower lungs. Expand back in from the bottom. Inhaling. And exhaling. And then let your breathing just settle and become relaxed. So my challenge for you today is to think of what you would like best for your morning's yoga or your daily yoga. So what is it that would suit you best? Ideally, let me know. That way I can take that into consideration. This week, oh my goodness. This week schools are sort of going back in Scotland so that we go and start to set up. So I'm now at that sort of in-between stage of gently changing things to be something slightly different. What I'm thinking is of 100 days like this, so every morning it's kind of taught and you can follow it. And then a little bit of randomness is going to come in. Or maybe a little bit of randomness will come in before them, I don't know. But that's my current thinking, so that there is something that is going to help you practice, but it might be slightly different in the way that it's done. Very mysterious, isn't it? And my quote for you today is from the same little... Oh no, I have shown you this book, haven't I? Notes on Yoga, Legacy of Vanda Scaravelli. So this is from Rabindranath. Here we go. It's another one of my special pronunciations. Rabindranath. No, Tagore. It's from Tagore. There we go. The same stream of life that runs through the veins night and day runs through the world and dances in rhythmic measures. The same stream of life that runs through my veins day and night runs through the world and dances in rhythmic measures. So that is our quote for the day. Us, a little tiny part of the universe, deeply connected. Hope you have a good day. Thank you.